It is good.
Hold on. Ugh. I feel like a German.
Oh, honey, it's an IPA. That's
it really
IPA.
is. It's my first time tasting it. The one I wanted.
That's an IPA, bitch.
It wasn't available. I wanted.
You can put that in the snippet. That's an IPA.
Hola, mi gente. Welcome back to Two Drinks and a Ting. I'm your Ting Nathalia.
And Lauren's back.
Yeah, bitch. And we about to get this bitch started. What is a Ting without her two drinks? First time ever on the pod, an IPA.
Yes.
First time having it. It's Belgium IPA. I don't fucking know. I'll put in the links down low what it is, but she thick.
She thick.
Yeah.
That's liquor.
Hell yeah.
Bitch.
Ooh, it's been a while since my girl has been here.
And I'm back.
What the fuck have you been doing? Where have you been, bitch?
Girl, you know we went to Emily's fucking wedding and we were out in Illinois, bitch.
They were in the fucking farmlands, bitch.
Elena, Illinois. Hope I said that right. Shout out Illinois. Shout out the Midwest.
Shout out Emily.
Shout out Emily and Ben.
Yes, congrats again.
We had a time, bitch.
Everybody was having a good old fucking time in the Midwest. I was having a good time in my house. I was literally like drinking, sending them snaps and shit of me like gone.
We were like, is Nathalia okay? She's posting this on her actual story. Is she okay?
I'm like, I'm celebrating because I think this is the night of her wedding. It's Friday. So I was chilling at the house and I was like, you know what? If they're drinking, I want to drink too.
Wait, bitch, were we drinking? That shit was an open bar. I was 3 sheets to the wind.
All I saw was donkey photos.
She had a donkey at the wedding and a horse. You're living it up, honey.
And I was down here. I watched Queen of the Dam, the Aaliyah movie.
Oh, Aaliyah had a movie?
Yeah, Queen of the Dam. It was like...
No.
Oh, girl.
No. And I love Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Everybody always says that I'm her doppelganger.
No, I don't see it.
It's just crusty old men that love light-skinned bitches that say that.
No, I think you look like...
If you say Zoe Kravitz, I'm going to lose it. That's what everybody also says. They say Zoe Kravitz. I'm okay with that. She's pretty.
I've always said you look like Zoe Kravitz like since I first met you. And you were like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, because of your attitude and because of your tattoos. And you're like, you can't look like someone because of tattoos. And I'm like, well, bitch, you look like Zoe Kravitz.
I'm okay with that. If that's my doppelganger, I'm fine with that. She's a baddie.
Yeah, bitch. But no, yeah, it's Queen of the Dam. This is the last project Aaliyah did before she died. And this is supposed to be a sequel to The Interview with the Vampire, which is a Brad Pitt movie with a little Kirsten Dunst. She was in it too. So I watched that because I've never seen it before. And it was on Freebie. Got so drunk, I knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, we know you did by your snaps.
Yeah.
You're like, what's going on? I just woke up. I'm like, bitch, me too. I woke up with a slice of pizza next to me, a chicken tender in my fucking bra.
I saw that video.
My very first TikTok that I posted, I don't remember my TikTok name. We'll put it down below. The video is so funny. It's my very first TikTok. I'm like, I pull a chicken tender out of at Emily's wedding, because at the last end of the wedding, they brought out pizza and like chicken tenders and fries, and it was awesome.
Damn.
You know, everybody was drunk. So I was stuffing chicken tenders and pizza in my purse and in my boobs.
What the fuck? Why?
Because I was gone, honey. Open bar. What do you mean? Me and Brandon were literally running around, not sticking to one alcohol. We were taking shots of vodka. We were taking shots of dark liquor. We were drinking mimosas. We were drinking, not mimosas, mojitos. We were drinking wine. We were drinking beer. I fucking threw up in the middle of the wedding. They were like, take a shot. Take a shot. And I'm like, guys, I can't. Like, just grab me a beer. Like, I need a second. We just ate. And Brandon's like, take a fucking shot. So I take the shot and I'm like, and I run to the bathroom.
Oh my God, thank God it was the bathroom.
No, I ran to the bathroom.
Girl, I thought you were going to say you did it like on like the dance floor or something. I'm like, oh my God, Lauren, no.
Oh no, honey, I can hold my alcohol. And then I came back out and I was like, but anyway.
Just smile and wave.
So the video is me taking a fucking chicken tender out of my bra and being like, we're in Illinois, bitch. 3 sheets to the wind. But it was the best time ever. We were falling. Emily was falling.
Oh my God. Emily's dress was fucking huge.
It was so cute. She looked in her shoes. She was wearing Converse.
I saw it with her initials, her and Ben's initials and their date. Yep. So fucking cute. Yep. One thing.
Everyone was falling just because we were dancing, not because everybody was drunk.
One thing about Emily, the bitch is going to have some white Converse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we're going to listen to Mayday Parade. It was like a concert. We listened to Mayday Parade for like 10 songs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, it was literally all the music that we all love. So we were all... I fell and I thought that Brandon pushed me. So I got so fucking mad. I went to the corner, started crying. And Emily's dad was like, is Lauren okay? And Emily's like, oh, I've seen her worse than this. She's fine. No, I haven't rehashed with you. We were gone.
You were gone.
It wasn't just me.
Okay. I was expecting either Lauren or Jacqueline, who's going to be like wild over there.
And it was both.
Or whatever.
Eric was too deluded. So
I asked him, I was like, did you drink a lot? He was like,
probably said
a little bit.
No, there's videos of us. There's evidence.
Eric went there to interpret for Emily's grandmother, who's deaf. So he interpreted her vows. So he couldn't drink.
And then he interpreted all the speeches too.
Yeah, so then he couldn't drink until after.
But he just was. Eric is professional, and when he takes the job seriously,
he can't drink until afterwards. At least he didn't want to drink until afterwards. So
we had a time. The food was amazing.
Did you go hiking?
We did. We went hiking because we stayed at like these little tiny homes, like cottages. So there was a hiking trail, and there were bunnies everywhere, baby bunnies.
Savages?
No, little baby bunnies.
I heard bunnies are like evil.
They were so sweet.
Like wild bunnies.
They were sweet.
Or check out her TikTok. We'll put it in the links below.
Please do, because if you guys like the TikTok, I'll post more.
That shit was funny as fuck. I was like, what?
No, I have another one too from when I spilt the baby bottle pop. I think I'm gonna do another one. Like,
that was funny.
I think I'm doing one with that too.
Do it, yeah.
So if I get like 5 more likes on my TikTok, I'll literally post this.
This is not from the wedding. This is from the bachelorette party. Okay. Anything else that happened to you?
I went to St. Pete a bunch of times. I had fun with my friends.
Mm-hmm. I saw that you guys did the murder mystery dinner.
We did. We had a murder mystery party. That was so much fun.
Ooh.
It was so much fun. We all brought Italian food and we all were different people. And I was Flavia Minosa.
Who died?
Who's a card dealer.
Who's the murderer?
Girl, again, I was 3 sheets to the wind. So I don't know who is who. All I know is I was drinking espresso martinis and hanging out with my babe, Brittany. That's all I know.
Okay, then never mind.
No.
Her commentary is not available.
Not for that night. Not for that night. Mm-mm.
That sounds cute.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. You know, just living life, planning a move right now, as we all are.
Yes, we are. I've just told her today I'm planning on moving to Tennessee. Well, I'm glad that you had a good old time. I finally was able to...
I know what shows you watch. I have a guess.
What?
Did you watch the one with Zendaya's boyfriend, Tom Holland, that I told you to watch?
No.
Fuck you.
I have not.
Sorry.
But I did watch 2 of your recommendations.
Okay,
so that was one of your... guess what other one? I told you the other one I watched.
the Reese Witherspoon directed show with Jennifer Gardner.
I did watch that one.
Reese Witherspoon directed that.
That was a good one.
That was good.
I was shook.
That was good.
For a second, the last thing he told me, the premise, context. You got Jennifer Gardner. She's the main character, and she has a husband. His name is Nikolai. The dude who plays Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that was Jamie Lannister.
Are you fucking
Shut
serious?
the fuck up. My brain just connected. Oh my God, that's Jamie Lannister. Holy fuck! Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Jamie Lannister plays her
Holy
husband.
fuck! Okay,
And in essence, she's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on because he goes missing from like the first episode. He's like, oh, so I'm going to go to the office, and then he's just nowhere to be seen. So the whole entire show is her trying to figure out why he left, where he's at, if he's ever going to come back. And he leaves his daughter with her. And
with no context
whatsoever, but he leaves 2 notes. He leaves one for her that says protect her, aka the daughter, and then he leaves another note for the daughter in like cryptic code. And then they go into this whole entire wild goose chase. I started to figure out what was happening probably in the 3rd episode. I was like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yeah, no, I figured it out too, but you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know like, I was just like, I need the story. Because
Right,
when they were doing the background stories, I was just like, stop this cryptid bullshit.
Right.
Get to it.
Right.
Like, it's so good. There's deaths. There's
money scandals, sex scandals, everything. Yeah.
So I watched that one.
Then what's the second one?
You should know this. I'm surprised you don't. I watched Severance. I watched Severance.
What? Severance is the best show I've ever watched on television.
I'm not gonna lie. It was a slow burner. I was just
at the
beginning, I was like, this is so boring.
Once you start watching it, you realize that it's not boring.
I wasn't giving my all in like the first two episodes. I wasn't, because it's just laying the groundwork of who he is.
Also, spoiler alert, just Severance is very complicated. So if we talk about anything that has to do with the show.
Bitch, Severance has been out for a good fucking couple of months. If you haven't seen it by now, that's your fucking bad. But anyways, girl, the main character is Adam Scott. You guys know him. He's from Parks and Recs and stuff like that. He's the main character. He's Mark. And Severance is basically
signing up for the fact that yourself in your workplace is not going to remember who you are when you're not at work.
Exactly.
So when you step through the doors, you don't have any recollection of your normal life, and when you go home, you have no recollection of your work life.
Which sounds awesome,
but it can get dangerous.
It does get dangerous. So Mark finds out that his coworker Petey, like his boss, is no longer there, but they don't go into depth. They're just saying like, oh, he's moved on to a different position, or he's no longer with the company, something like that. So the thing is, allegedly, once you've been severed, you can't be meshed back together. You have no ideas.
You just have to take surgery.
And that's what Petey does. Petey gets fired, or he quits or something like that. And he finds a way to get his mind dessevered again. And he starts remembering shit. But it goes sideways because he doesn't take care of himself. So he gets sick, and ultimately Petey gone. Petey's death and him coming up to him outside in the real world is what launches him to question his work life.
Right. But there are already people that are questioning their work life.
I didn't tell you Holly's stuff because Hilly. I didn't tell you Hilly shit because that it ain't about her right now. But it will become about her.
But it is about her.
Patricia Arquette kissing Kate Barlow. That bitch was bad. She was psychotic.
I hated her.
I loved her, but I hated...
That's the manager, right? Like,
yeah, the blonde lady, yeah. I loved her.
And she was his fucking neighbor.
Yeah! She wasn't severed, though. She knew everything because I guess she was, like, higher up and stuff like that.
Yeah, so but the fucked up part is that Hilly, grandfather, or her father, I can't remember, is the one who started the company. It's supposed to be, like, Big Pharma. Like, that's, like, the thing.
The allegory?
Yeah, is that it's supposed to be like Big Pharma. It's supposed to be like a Percocet or Xanax brand, you know, like those big ass pharmaceutical companies. That's what's going on, right? And she starts to work for them. Hilly tries to unalive herself.
So they start seeing all this weird shit, and they're like starting to question what their bosses told them. They're like, okay, something's definitely going on over here. And it ultimately brings you to the last couple of episodes where they figure out you're able to flip a switch. So it's called overtime. They flip it on to give you a taste of your outdoor world.
Imagine living two separate worlds, one at work and one at home. It's that serious.
It's wild. The concept that they did is amazing. And
I told you it's the best
Ben
show.
Stiller is the one who created and directed this.
He only directed and created the first episode. He's not the creator.
Anyways, he directed it. Ben Stiller is involved in it.
He's involved in it. He actually is the reason that the show is stopping from being able to air anymore, because he's been creating issues with all of the actors. They've went on strike on that show. We're not going to get into till 2026 because Ben Stiller has been creating errors with everybody.
That's when they're going to come back?
Yeah, because he's been creating so many issues with people that they don't want to work for him anymore.
Damn, that was annoying. Well, anyways.
I got excited at first because I love fucking Tropic Thunder. I love Ben Stiller, but then I realized that he was treating them like shit.
I don't really care for Tropic Thunder.
You don't like Tropic Thunder?
I hate Tropic Thunder.
I love it.
I tried watching it and I was just like, this is not even funny.
It's so funny. First time I watched it was in middle school, so I had that middle school sense of humor, you know?
Oh. But yeah, so I saw those two. The last thing he told me, great. Y'all should watch it.
Yeah,
and then I
really
watched
great.
Severance. Y'all should watch it.
You gotta watch Severance.
You gotta give it some time with Severance. It's a slow burner, but at the end, cliffhanger.
It's really good. After the first 3 episodes, you're like, Christ on a cracker.
It's very anticipatory where it's just what happened? Figure out, like, you're waiting for them to start clicking and shit. And you're just like, yo, how can you not figure it out? And then another one that I started to look into is Truth Be Told with Octavia Spencer.
Oh, I need to watch that because I love Octavia. I just rewatched The Help.
Oh, I had The Help's book.
Is so good. Can I read it?
Yeah, it's right here.
I've never read the actual book. I've just been watching the movie.
Yeah.
It makes me cry every time.
I had to buy it because we had to do a school project on The Help.
You know what it reminds me of? My grandmother grew up during Jim Crow.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in East St. Louis. We're from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And she experienced all that stuff. So when I watch that stuff, I think about all the things that all of my family members have ever gone through. And it just gets so emotional for me.
Yeah. So far, if you're going to binge, you can binge it. There's 3 seasons.
Good.
And oh my God, there's just so many good people. There's Mekhi Phifer in it. And then the girl who plays Janice from Mean Girls is in it. She plays like the main character. So Octavia Spencer plays an investigative journalist. And she gets wind that one of her biggest cases and stories that she wrote for is up for an appeal. They're claiming that he is innocent from a murder. Her goal is to do her better investigation now that she's a seasoned writer and she has more resources, is to look into it to see if there is any substance at the innocence of this character. And of course, as she fucking goes, secrets every fucking where. You already know she's Oscar award-winning Octavia Spencer.
It's Octavia Spencer.
The acting is up to fucking
the actor,
par.
the beauty, the
resilience,
one of my idols. I love Octavia Spencer.
I love her.
You have to watch that.
You need to watch it. It's so good. And then other than those shows, I've also like been reading a bunch. I'm on the book talk. A lot of this book talk shit is about dark romances, like controlling boyfriends and shit like that. And I'm not about that. That's toxic as fuck.
Well, you never had a controlling boyfriend. Say that before you have one, and then you'll realize it. Having a controlling boyfriend can sometimes be really hot.
I don't find the appeal, but a bunch of these women do.
Some bitches like to be controlled. Not me.
Yeah, so
not anymore. What do you think I liked? What do I complain about all the time?
Money.
Okay, that's the one. But being put into a fucking box.
Okay, yeah.
Let me be free. I'm a free bird.
She's a bird.
I'm a bird.
For you to expect it and not give her shit for it.
No,
like
we're talking coin, dinero.
Sprinkle.
Dinero. If you want to control me, it's going to come with a price.
But yeah, so there's just been a bunch of those recommendations, but I hated it except one. It is called, I think it's If He Was With Me.
Mm-hmm.
This is your shit.
Sounds like my kind of life. If he's with me.
If he had been with me, that's what it was.
Even more so. Even more so.
If he had been with me. So basically it follows the main character. Her name is Autumn. And she just details her life of like her best friend, who's her childhood friend named Finn, and their tumultuous like relationship of he's a jock, she's not like the popular girl. So it's trying to maintain a childhood friendship as you grow and evolve into who you want to be as a teenager and things like that.
Right.
Both of the moms are like best friends. They live right beside each other. So they're always around each other. So, and she tries to balance that friendship with her other existing friendships because her friends are kind of like the outcasts, but not really much so, but they're more artistic. They like to write. They like to have freedom in art and things like that. And this is the stereotype. Like jocks are with the jocks. The art kids are with the art kids. So whenever they find out that their friends are like, that's fucking weird. It follows her point of view throughout the whole entire book. And at the end, something really fucking sad happens and I start crying. And I just found out that the author has made a sequel out of Finn's point of view. The new one I just found out about is If Only I Had Told Her. Fucking love it. Along with that, I've been reading Bridgerton. Your girl's on book number 5, Eloise. Sis, shit has gone serious. I love it. It's very good because it's kind of like a coming of age book. And this is based on true events. This is based on the author's real life.
Right.
And she stated, because a lot of people were saying, like, why is it taking so long to come up with a sequel? And the author was saying, like, well, this is based off of true events that happened. So it's really hard for me to relive, to write these scenes. So it stays with her a little bit longer than an average book reader would
Right.
say. So it's been just a progress, but she touches on depression within the mother, and she goes through seasonal depression, but she doesn't recognize it until
Right.
her mom forces her to go see her therapist, and she's kind of like ashamed, but she wants to be in denial. Like, I can relate in that angst girl lifestyle. So it's cute.
I can too. I was very angsty.
Mm-hmm.
Very angsty, as you can tell, even as me as an adult.
Yeah, bitch.
I'm still angsty.
She's a 14-year-old with her own money.
Basically. Basically, bitch. So are you, ho?
No, I don't think I am. I don't think I act like my high school self.
You think I act like a high schooler?
Based off-
You know what Phil in the Blank told me this weekend?
Who?
He said that I give him high school vibes.
I see it. Maybe it's just the impulse.
Very impulsive.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more freer than what I was in high school. In high school, I was the school nerd. I wanted to graduate with a 4.0. I wanted to have honors.
Yeah, I had no idea. All I cared about was boys.
Me, no.
And I'm still fucking 28 and all I care about is boys.
Yeah, not me. So like I was very like studious.
Nope. I have no fourth plan except for the fact that I want a boy. That's my plan.
Yeah, I don't have that lifestyle.
Don't chastise me, world.
No, it's a good way to live, especially because you're going after, not the boy chasing part, but there's more to her than that.
Yeah, there's more to me than that.
She likes to do what the fuck she wants to do. She goes out there.
That's basically what it is. I do what I want to fucking do.
Exactly. And if there's going to be consequences,
I don't care.
That's future her problem.
Yep, not current me. No. Cheers to that.
Woo, click.
Okay, everybody. So my project was to find something that I was interested in and that I cared about. And one thing that I really care about, like as a human being, and one of my humanitarian things is that I care about dolphins and the whales, right?
Fuck SeaWorld.
Fuck SeaWorld. Has anybody here watched The Cove? It's a documentary about what happens and how you get your dolphins in the United States.
No.
So basically there's a cove in Japan that they herd all the dolphins in with metal sticks that hit the ocean wall with the sound barriers. It confuses them and they go into this cove and they capture them, and SeaWorld will come and all these countries will come and they'll pick out the dolphins that they want, but they're basically taking them, and all the rest that they don't take, they slaughter. And they feed to the people that live on the island Taiji. It happens once a year, and it's traumatic because all of these children are getting fed dolphins that have so high mercury poisoning. All these children are coming out with issues, and then SeaWorld's taking the dolphins, so SeaWorld's benefiting from it. It's not just SeaWorld, it's everywhere. It's
like aquariums
everywhere.
And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So there was this guy that I follow, Richard O'Berry, who's founded the Dolphin Project, was talking about Lolita, this whale that they were trying to re-release, who was at Miami Sea Aquarium. She had been there since the 80s. She was there with a whale, an orca, who killed himself, unfortunately. He smashed his head into the glass that was surrounding them until he was dead because he couldn't take it anymore. Left Lolita in a tank that was considered, what's it called? Like when a foreclosure, basically, on a home. Like nobody could be there. Nobody could see her.
Quarantine?
She wasn't performing tricks anymore. No, it wasn't a quarantine. It was something else. It was literally like condemned. That's what it was. It was condemned.
The zoo?
No, just the area that she was in was considered condemned. And they kept her there for years by herself.
Oh my God.
In like a 50-foot pool. And unfortunately, over the weekend, she passed. And there were plans for her to get released into the wild to be around a tribe that was similar to her. She was taken in the 80s forcefully. Like everybody in her tribe was killed. She unfortunately passed over the weekend before they could save her. She had had too much and she floated to the bottom and she ended her life.
That's sad.
Because those kind of mammals can purposefully commit suicide.
Yeah, I've never heard of an animal like
dolphins and whales
like
commit
unalive
suicide
themselves and stuff like that. I didn't know that part.
Mm-hmm. They can decide to stop taking breaths. It's conscious. Their breaths are conscious.
Oh.
And they're intelligent enough to decide when they don't want to anymore.
Oh, the sea aquarium was like closed?
Yeah, the area that she was in was completely closed, and they basically just were waiting for her.
They
to
abandoned
die.
her?
Yeah, they do because they don't have the money to transport them or do anything about it. So I just leave them there.
That's so sad because don't they have? But aren't there foundations?
They're very, very self-aware. And the thing about dolphins and whales is that they speak their own intellect. They speak their own language. So one tribe will speak a completely different language from a different tribe. So when they put them together, they can't communicate, and then they get aggressive because they're speaking different languages. It's like being Dominican and being black. Like, you speak Spanish, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we're both come from the same area. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. Could you imagine being stuck in a place with somebody where raking goes on, where whales take their teeth and they rake them against another whale because they can't fucking communicate and they don't understand what's going on.
Oh my God.
And they get aggressive.
That's sad.
I'm a very much an advocate about whales and dolphins.
And you haven't seen Avatar too?
I have.
It's kind of
very boring. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it with Reagan. I thought it was terrible, and I thought that the editing was terrible and everything was just awful.
I loved Avatar 2. I cried. There's a scene similar to it where they're whale hunting and they would throw bombs in the water to try to kind of like narrow or like to seclude the mom dolphin in order to like get them away from their pod. And then the way that they did it is they would also have like these sound machines, because if they have their head out the way the whales are, there's like a U for their antennas or their like horns or whatever, and then they're real sensitive to that, so they would just blare out the loud sounds and stuff like that.
The poles with the dolphins,
yeah,
it creates a sound that they can't stand that forces them to go into an area.
Yeah, so they like isolate them away from like their pod, and then they try to encapsulate it, and then once they finally have the whale by itself, they then shoot these airbags to make them rise to the top, so they can be able to then shoot it with a sniper. Not a tranquilizer, no, a harpoon. They shoot the whale with the harpoon, and the mother has her calf, and her calf doesn't go nowhere because it has to stay with the mother. It's so sad. If you haven't seen Avatar, that's kind of similar to what it sounds like you were describing. It's sad. Avatar was amazing though.
So what happens a lot with those animals is that they will create those sound barriers and separate them from their tribe purposefully. When I watched The Cove, I was on an airplane with my mom, and this guy was overseeing me watching it, and he was like, "What are you watching?" Because I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying to death because, like, imagine you're a human being, and imagine if whales wanted us and they separated us.
Yeah.
Imagine if things were different. You know what I mean? Just imagine.
Pay attention.
Not to bring it
news.
to depressing route, but that's my fun topic. I think the world should know about what's going on with dolphins and whales because it's really sad. And if you support an organization like SeaWorld, even if all the humanitarian work they're doing and the things they're doing for saving animals, you're still supporting them taking animals from Taiji and all the bullshit they're doing. So you just can't. SeaWorld's the cheapest water park to go to, the cheapest amusement park to go to. I don't fucking go there.
I don't like SeaWorld because it's stupid. Ever since...
It's dirty, it's ratchet.
And it's not even like the cheapest. The cheapest is literally Busch Gardens.
Well, that's not in Orlando.
But Tampa is 45 minutes away from Orlando. Busch
Not
Garden
anymore.
is...
Not anymore with all the traffic. It's an hour and 15.
Oh.
It's an hour and 15.
It was 45 minutes for me when I was leaving.
It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get there. Look up Busch Gardens. Okay, at least
I wasn't leaving from Orlando. I was leaving from the Walt Disney area. That's closer to Tampa.
Girl, I didn't fucking know that. Okay, you see how aggressive she gets?
You're getting very Tony with me attitude. And I'm just like, I'm telling you, it was 45 minutes when I went.
I'm matching your energy.
Not even because I said it blatantly, like, no. Well, it was 45 minutes from Walt Disney World.
Girl, we be getting aggressive with each other. We be getting...
Because you be trying to cut me off. I'm like, no, this is it. And you're like,
and you know what? I'm usually wrong. We're not going to lie. I'm usually wrong.
And I'm just like, girl, I'm telling you,
I don't know anything about directions. I just be talking on my ass and getting her mad.
Girl, I'm just like, how you going to tell me? It was 45 minutes. I remember because I was like, oh, I thought it was longer. I always thought Tampa was like an hour and some change away.
But Tampa is more now. I'm not going to lie. The traffic has gotten really bad.
Oh, I believe it.
2.5 hours to get to Tampa. It's 3 hours to get to St. Pete.
That's
on
stupid.
The highway.
Fuck that bullshit. I'm not doing that either. But what I was gonna say is, the villages are known for having the
swingers.
Yes, the highest amount of STDs and STIs within the older community because they be fucking and they are fucking raw because ain't nobody gonna get pregnant. They be having color loofahs.
In the pineapples. When
Well-
you have an upside down pineapple, it means that you're a swinger.
I don't go to people's houses to be seeing the pineapples or none of that bullshit because that's typically where it's at. So when I was driving the other day to Target, I seen an SUV type of thing, and the guy had the different colored loofahs at the top, and I was just like, ew. One was pink, blue, and purple.
What does that mean? Did you look it up?
I did. So yeah, so it was real like. And then I was driving. I was like, "Who is that?" Because he was in the car. It was the old, dusty ass white
he a hottie?
man.
Oh, he's white. Oh no, he aged like crack cocaine.
He had the little spenduelos like this. He had white hair and it had like a comb over. He had a yellow polo shirt on. I could just imagine that he had some like Dockers and
he
khakis.
probably has a small wee-wah.
Girl, probably. But he was just like, and his wife next to him. The wife next to him was like shorter because you can tell the difference in the height when they were sitting down. And she just had a bitch face. She looked like a fucking Karen. So I can see why he's out here trying to swing and shit.
Yes.
But
Me
girl,
and fill in the blank, we're talking about, you know, if you ever got married, would you want to like have an open relationship? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
what
perfect.
the fuck is the purpose of being married?
So that you guys come back to each other and you raise kids together and all that kind of stuff. But you still want to like beep other people. I don't want to be tied down my whole life. I want to beep other people.
I fucking don't. The whole entire point of me being married is for me to beep one person.
That's not my idea. My idea is that you're stuck with me, and then that's my idea, is that it's a consistent best friend, you know?
I don't see that working for you because you're very possessive. So you're gonna get pissed off if he beeps
Okay,
with
so
somebody
I want
else.
it for myself,
Okay.
but I don't want it for them.
She doesn't like no one looking at what is hers.
No,
so
I don't.
That's one-sided.
It is. It's very one-sided.
So, but yeah, to say that was to say that was the first time I've ever seen the loofahs out in action.
I had a homegirl. I make friends with older people. And she lived in the villages, and she was talking to me about how she used to be fucking raw with like lots of like old men.
That's disgusting. I'm just thinking of
and her husband was just there also like fucking people.
But I'm just thinking of it as like ill. Of course, literally, if I'll be afraid of getting an STI, STD, or whatever, all that bullshit. That literally be my biggest fear. But I guess when you old, you just say fuck that bullshit. It is what it is. All right. So I have a chore off my chest to wrap this bitch up. And this had me shook. I don't think you're going to like it, but
we're going to be fighting again.
We sure are. At least let me finish, okay?
Okay.
Goddamn.
Do my cowgirl twist.
All right. My fiance told me he was gay, but he was actually hiding something worse.
Please. Is it AIDS?
No. Okay,
is it a baby?
This is a long story. Buckle up, bitch.
Buckle up, ho.
I, 29 female, have been with my 31 fiance for 5 years. Our whole relationship has been smooth sailing up until now. He is always so caring and loving to me. We would go on dates often, and he would always bring home flowers or the little trinkets for me, and overall, he was just my rock. I felt so lucky to have found someone like him, especially since my last relationship was a total disaster. For context, my previous relationship was with my high school sweetheart. I thought we were having the romantic movie lifestyle, but it was just filled with abuse. He would cheat on me all the time, and I was afraid to leave. Eventually, he left me for another woman, and I was finally free. This left me with trust issues, which I still go to therapy for. I met my fiance a year after splitting with my ex, and we took it slow. He told me that he had also came from a rough relationship where his ex would cheat on him too, so I felt comfortable knowing that he understood my thoughts and feelings. He proposed 2 years ago with all of our friends and family around. It was a stereotypical romantic scene, and I loved it. We rarely fought, and on occasion that we did, there was never any hurt, and we would always communicate and take our time when solving the problem. I always thought it was too good to be true, and it was. A few weeks ago, I came home from work to find my fiance sitting on the bed in our room, and he asked me to sit down. He looked very anxious, which made me nervous. But we had just went on a date the night before and had a lovely morning with each other before we both left for work. So my first thought was that he had been fired from his job. As the title says, I was wrong. It's a conversation now. This is the fiance on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is the chick writing it, okay? I'm not sure how to tell you this in a gentle way, so I'll just get to the point. I'm gay. What? I'm so sorry. I thought if I stayed with you long enough, I would be able to ignore these feelings and push past it, but I don't think I will ever, and that's not fair to you. You're gay this whole entire time. Why would you propose to me if you were gay? I really thought I could ignore it and make it go away, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. Now, this is her writing. I've cut the conversation short, and you should get the idea. After a while of talking to him, I told him to get out of the house. It was the first time I'd ever raised my voice at him, and he looked shocked to see my reaction. I wasn't angry at the fact that he was gay. I was angry that he had lied to me for years and led me on this romantic fairy tale, that he had spent years making me feel like the, quote, woman of his dreams, when in reality, he had never once felt a romantic love for me. Our wedding was almost paid for and fully planned, which angered me much more. He let both of our families help pay for the wedding when he knew there would never be one. After telling him to leave, he apologized again, then went to stay at his sister's. I called a few of my friends and my mom over and told them what happened. After a few hours of crying and talking, we decided to pack all of his things into boxes so he could have them out. So we can have it out of my life ASAP. This is where I find out that he was hiding something worse. While we were packing his things, we came across a second phone that he had been hiding. He didn't have a passcode on it, so I decided to take a look through it. This was where I found that he had been cheating on me since the first year of our relationship with multiple women. The latest was a woman called Kate. Him and Kate had been seeing each other for the past 6 months. Every time he told me he was going to his sister's or going out with friends, he was going to her house. The part that snapped me the most was that not only was he cheating, but he had been mocking and laughing at me with these women, calling me horrible names. Horrible names I wouldn't repeat, and sharing my trauma with them so they could have a laugh at it. As you can probably guess, he wasn't gay at all. He had fallen in love with Kate and needed to find a way out.
So he wasn't gay.
No, that's the gag, bitch. He had fallen in love with Kate and needed to find a way out. I wouldn't find a suspicion, so he came up with the whole plan and she helped him script it through. I showed the messages to my friends and they all took pictures of them and proof of his affair and lies. My mom consoled me for a while continued to throw his things into boxes and dump them on the curb before going to stay at my parents' house. I usually am a very calm person, but something snapped in me and I wanted to ruin his life. So I sent him a text telling him that I knew everything. I had proof of it all, and I would be sharing the, quote, happy news of his newfound relationship with all of his families and friends. As expected, he started blowing up my phone, at first acting in denial, saying he didn't know what I was talking about, and that quickly went and turned into anger, then panic. I sent the screenshots to his family and friends with a brief explanation, thanking them for welcoming me into their group and expressing that I would be sad to let them go, and I turned my phone off for the night. In all essence, she wants to cut ties with the guy and his family, but she's real close to his sister. And his sister is like, oh, I still like you. I still love you. I want to be cool with you and whatnot. And she's just like, no.
No, you have to let it go.
Basically.
Just completely let it go.
Basically. So that was the truth off the chest.
You have to let it go completely. That's my 2 cents. Is that if it's going to hurt really bad, I'd probably fuck his best friend. To get back at him for some bullshit like that.
Girl,
I'd probably have a baby with his best friend so that he had to live with me every single fucking day. Fuck you and your trick or treat.
You really
Go to
think?
here to live with the facts. Not live with me, but live with the facts.
Okay, I was about to say, you really think his best friend's gonna still be friends with him?
No, but the fact that I
Exactly.
fucked your fucking friend, and I'm sorry, I wouldn't have a baby with somebody's best friend. That's a lie. That's a lot of turmoil, but I fucked their best friend.
Facts. If I was about that life, I'll fuck his best friend too.
You are about that life. If that was happening to you, you got a little bit of Lauren in you.
I would have to get off your ass. What the fuck are you doing, sis?
She got a little bit of Lauren in her.
I hang out with her way too fucking long. But no, like if that happened to me, devastation. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do because
I expect the worst because of the shit that I've been through. So I would do it. I would fuck his friend.
I would fuck his friend too.
And I did.
That's the tea, bitch.
That's that get back. You gotta get that get back. So you already have my experience. What I would do, I'd fuck their friend.
God, he made her figure this out, that he's a piece of shit guy and he wanted to leave her. Because now you didn't continue to build a life with him. You don't have kids. You don't have anything. You're not married, so you don't have to worry about divorce. None of that bullshit.
Forever.
Oh my God.
Child support or all that bullshit.
He allowed you to dodge a bullet.
I'm giving sound advice. Get your get back and go to therapy. That's what I do. Get your get back and go to therapy. It's better for your soul.
Facts. Like, you did good kicking this motherfucker out. Leave his shit on the fucking street. If you want to be even extra bag, go left on his bitch ass and burn that bitch.
Burn his shit. Burn his dick. Do whatever you gotta do.
That's on period. And on that note, oof, girl, is that your last advice to
the world? Yes, it is. We're on 2 drinks and a ting and we're gone.
Is there anything else you would like to say to the audience?
That I love y'all and follow my TikTok and like my posts if you care about me, and I'll post more TikToks, okay? Heart eyes.
Again, she said 5 posts and she'll post
5 likes.
5 likes and she'll post
the second video.
The second video of the bachelorette party.
And we're gonna tag it down below. Please.
Down below. Before I end the pod, for the visual viewers, please like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube. And for the audio listeners, follow, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. Until next time, dos vidañas, be safe, get your get back, and that's it.
Bye.